Thanks for coming along on our journey north to Alaska. We have so many amazingly epic videos to come. You won't want to miss any of them. Last week, the boys explored the amazing Matanuska Glacier with a glacier tour and hike. This week, we are traveling 70 miles west into the Talkeetna Mountains to witness some amazing scenery and even experience a gold mine.
Today we are just north of Palmer up Fishhook Road, and this is the Fishhook parking lot. So this does allow you to camp in the parking lot for $10 a night. And looking at this area, I think that is a deal because for one, the traffic just isn't that heavy on the highway. I think it's going to be a nice quiet place with just a fantastic view in every direction. We're only 1 mile away from the Hatcher Lodge and restaurant, and maybe 2 miles away from Hatcher Summit. So with all this to do here, not to mention the independent mine is probably 2 miles up the road as well. So there's a lot to do here. There's trails right from the parking lot. It's beautiful, perfect temperature. There's no bugs. I'm really happy to stay here for the night. The $10 is quite worth it. There is pit toilets here. I don't see any water or any other amenities other than picnic tables and fire pits. And this is going to suit us just fine. And this is a great home base for a lot of different places to explore. And there is free camping around. So once you're over Hatchet Summit, I noticed several different awesome looking locations to free camp. I'm hoping we can hit those up later. I was able to talk to the ranger in charge of this area, and I can fly my drone here even though this is state recreation area. So that is a huge plus. I checked my aeronautical charts, a couple of my flight apps. Everything is a go. Super excited about getting the drone in the air and showing you what this area has to offer. Another beautiful day. Could possibly be.
Mid-air. Taking in some vitamin D. Okay.
Yeah, what another nice day. I can't believe how many sunshiny days that we've had so far.
We're getting ready for a tournament night.
Another lawn dart tournament. Okay, I'm in.
We're used to dirt roads. That's not
High five. Come on, outside. Come on, let's go outside. Let's go outside. Come on. What? High five. I got both paws. Oh, you dropped it. Come here. Come here. Good boy. Okay, that's it. All gone. All gone. You finished your dinner.
Whoa, it looks scary.
Does look scary. Oh, this would be good to drone. Should have had you drive. We are parked in the parking lot, and even here it is a great view, but we're just above the Hatcher Lodge. We're going to visit this mine, and I've done no research ahead of time, so you'll be learning with us and find out what this is all about. But I really enjoyed the setting, the background setting. Oh, I can see up on the hill where they've done mining. I can see tailing piles coming out of the mountain in a couple different locations. Oh, this is going to be fun. All right, this is Hatcher Pass, and we were just right here at this lake up at Summit Lake. And now we went back down the road, and the lodge is right here. And this is Independence Mine State Historical Park. So that's what we're about to see. I'm reading the list of rules, and I like this one here. It says recreational gold panning is permitted as long as you're using a shovel and a pan and a bucket, but no metal detectors.
Dave, did
Yeah?
you see over 150,000 ounces of gold
Ooh,
were recovered from this mine
that's a lot, especially
between 1936 and 1943.
yeah, what's that at today's prices? We'll have to look that up. There's still just a little bit of snow left on the trail at the very end of June here, the start of July. Another week or two, probably be all gone. It's fun looking up in the hills and trying to count how many mines that you can see just from the tailing piles. Oh, here's some of the original buildings. Going to peek in at least a couple of buildings while we're here. And this is the manager's house. And look what kind of view they got out the window. That's a lamp base. Is that a phone? Looks like an old telephone. It's pretty dark and hard to see, but not too much older than. Oh, it's got the little. Oh, I gotta spin that. That's cool. Hello? The main living quarters with the fire. And once again, great views out the window. And it's 2 stories. There's another story above. Looks like it's private rooms. All right, let's go take a look at some of the older stuff here and see if we can find one of the mine shafts. So this mine in here was all hard rock. So they were getting the gold out of the quartz that ran in veins in the mountainside. So that was, not only did you have to follow those veins, but then they had to remove the gold from the quartz. So this was a heavy labor process that required miners and engineers that knew what they were doing. People are panning right here. You are allowed to bring your own pan and shovel. They may even have a place where you can rent that. I haven't found it yet, but there could be. So if you do come here, make sure you give yourself lots of time because there's so much to explore. We've only done a piece of it so far, and we've been here about an hour.
This is the mine train that was introduced in 1940, which dramatically expedited removing tons of ore and rock out of the mine. Look, this cart here, right here. 2 tons of ore. And the batteries. And the literature said these trains would have up to 25 cars of ore and rock. And they would just press a lever and dump it on the side. And before they had this, they used an aerial tram. I always think that's just so incredible. And the ingenuity and technology way back when. And the mill train would come right through the tracks here. Past the gorgeous waterfall. Past the photographer. And into the water tunnel. Wow, it is very cold in here. And very wet. In 1906, Robert Lee Hatcher staked the first hard rock gold claim in the Talkeetna Mountains and let the gold rush begin. Some 30 years later, Alaska Free Gold Mine merged with Independence Mine, forming the Alaska Pacific Consolidated Mining Company. And in 1941, during the peak production of this mine, they employed over 200 workers and had dug nearly 12 miles of tunnels, recovering 34,000 ounces of gold. Today, that would be worth $18 million. With World War II looming and the attack on Pearl Harbor in December of 1941, gold mining was deemed non-essential and put on the back burner, leading to the mine officially closing in 1951. The total gold recovered from this mine was believed to be around 150,000 ounces of gold, the second largest hard rock gold mine in Alaska. Fun fact, the largest gold nugget ever found in Alaska weighed just over 20 pounds, found near the town of Ruby, Alaska. This area of Alaska was not on our radar. We knew nothing about it, and that's the beauty of traveling with other people, is sometimes they suggest things that aren't your normal routine.
Yeah, big shout out to Steve for adding this to our list because, man, it is beautiful up here.
Yeah, so we're gonna tell you what you need to know about this area if you want to come here and camp, and why you're going to want to come here and camp. So you start it off.
All right, so the parking lot that we are at right now, this is called Fish Hook Trailhead, and it is okay to camp here overnight. They even have a fee station to pay for camping.
$10 a night.
$10 a night. Make sure you bring credit card. It's no cash, it's credit card. It's one of those machines that you see in parking lots. And there are picnic tables, fire pits, pit toilets, and pretty much just lines to park in like a regular parking lot would have.
Yeah. Now, I think any size rig can fit here.
I would go any size rig, but if you want to fit inside the parking places, you're going to need about 25 feet or less.
Yeah. Now the parking lot below us, Gold Mint parking lot, it's a little bit bigger, and I definitely think any size rig can fit there. They do have a dumpster, and they have drinking water, and they also have a hiking trail.
Yeah, so we're about 20 miles outside of Palmer, Alaska. And when you head north on this road, you'll see both of these 2 parking lots, and you can take your pick at which one you want to camp at. I want to say the other one is $15 a night, and this one's $10.
Correct, correct. Now, why would you want to come to this area?
Oh my gosh.
So coming up from Palmer, we had no idea what was up here. One of the most beautiful rivers I think we have ever seen.
Yeah, just wait till you see the color of the river and the rate the water's flowing at through the canyon. It is amazing, completely unexpected.
Yes. There's still a tiny bit of snow in the mountains, and it is so green. I feel like we've been transported to Ireland.
Yeah, and we were right at the end of July, end of June, first part of July right now. So it could be a little bit different depending on when you come up here.
Now, if you are a hiker, you're definitely gonna like this area. There are hiking trails everywhere. You could spend a week and probably not hike all the trails.
Yeah, and then what's great about that is you can camp right here in the parking lots, and there's trails right from the parking lot. So, and they're good ones too, quality trails.
I did want to say, if you're just going to park for the day, there is a parking fee of $5 unless you have the Alaska State Park Pass.
Yep.
Now, if you're not a hiker and you just want to come, this is also for you, because the drive up is incredible if you only go to Independence Mine.
Yeah, and check out the mine. I really suggest you do that and give yourself plenty of time, because there's a lot to explore, a lot of really cool information and old parts of the mine that are still intact that you can visit.
And there are trails, if you just start looking closely, there is a spider web of trails that go every which direction. And if you get your binoculars out, you'll start seeing little cabins and buildings and little areas that are off the beaten path that people are hiking to.
If you're coming up just to see the mine, the parking lot for that is also $5, and it does open at 9 a.m. in the morning.
And it closes at 6.
Okay.
And I think any size rig can fit in that parking lot as well. I would say your chances of parking are probably going to be earlier in the day.
Yeah, if you have a bigger rig, come earlier in the day, because once it starts filling up, you may not have a place to park.
Now, we are here the first weekend that the adVANture Pass opened, so it is starting to get extremely busy. I can only imagine July, August, and September, it will be very busy.
Yeah, and if you want to drive up to adVANture Summit, I recommend it, but I don't recommend large rigs. It is gravel, maybe 25 feet or less as far as total length of your rig, and it's steep, it's windy. When other cars come by,
there's not much room to pass.
Yeah.
There are hairpin turns, and it was a little bit iffy. Not iffy. We did it just fine, and it was just a little bit scary, especially when you sit on the passenger side next to the cliff.
Next to the drop-off.
But the same thing at the summit. There's Summit Lake. We saw people hiking to the top of the mountain and skiing down. Again, hiking everywhere.
Yeah, and that Summit Lake, if you haven't seen pictures of it, it just absorbs the color of the sky and the area around it, and is amazing.
Now, I think we will be back in this area later, maybe next month, and I think we're going to try to do some boondocking past Hatcher's Point.
Yep.
But this was a stop that was not on our radar, and we are so glad we did it.
Yeah, I hope you get a chance to come up here too, because it just blew us away.
Yeah. Now, there are showers at Turner's Corner for $5 a piece, and if any of you watch some of these Alaskan shows, there's a show called Homestead Rescue. You might even meet Marty Rainey. We did.
So that was pretty cool. Really nice fellow.
Yes.
It was a pleasure to meet him.
Okay, so I think this is a great little stop.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, we hope you enjoyed this little detour, and we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Come here. Wait, wait. You're hired.
Good thing it doesn't have the ton on it.
We only got 50 more of those to load and move.
Okay. We can do it.
If you would like to support our channel, please consider becoming a patron. We also have stickers available in our website store. Thank you for watching.